If football has ever produced a magician, his name wasn't Ronaldinho, it wasn't Messi, it wasn't Maradona. The greatest illusion football has ever seen belonged to a man who almost never looked like he was trying. Zinedine Zidane didn't play the game the way everyone else did. Watch any match from his career, and you'll notice something strange within the first 30 seconds. The defenders are sprinting, the midfield is pressing, the crowd is roaring, the ball is moving faster than ever. But Zidane isn't. He walks, he waits, he turns, he pauses. Then, with one touch, the entire pitch changes. Suddenly, the defender, who was only a second ago charging towards him, is now chasing shadows. The midfielder, who thought he had closed every passing lane, is somehow behind the play. It's almost as if somebody pressed a slow-motion button, but only for Zidane. Football shouldn't work like that. For years, people tried to explain it. They said he was gifted. They said he had unbelievable technique. Others called him a genius. Those words sound impressive, but they don't explain anything. Calling someone a genius is like calling a magic trick magic. It describes what happened. It doesn't explain how it happened. And that's where this investigation begins. Because Zidane wasn't the only one. Andrea Pirlo made football look slow. Andres Iniesta made football look slow. Luka Modrić made football look slow. Kevin De Bruyne makes football look slow. Different countries, different leagues, different generations, different personalities. Yet somehow they all shared the exact same impossible ability. That isn't coincidence. That's evidence. This is Case File 005. Today's suspect isn't Zidane. He's only our first witness. The real suspect has been hiding in football for decades, invisible to almost everyone who watches the game. And by the end of this investigation, you'll understand why the greatest players in history never seemed to be under pressure, even when everyone else was. Now imagine two people standing in the middle of a busy road. The traffic is moving at exactly the same speed for both of them. One person panics. Cars seem to appear from nowhere. Every decision feels rushed. The other person crosses the road calmly. They never stop. They never hesitate. To someone watching from the outside, it looks like one person had more time than the other, but that's impossible. They were standing on the same road. So what changed? Not time, information. One person saw the danger earlier. Football is exactly the same. Most players think pressure begins when the defender arrives. Elite players know pressure begins long before that. That single difference changes everything. Think back to the last time you played football. Maybe you received the ball with your back to goal. Before you even took your first touch, someone crashed into your shoulder. The ball was gone. Your teammates shouted, "Move it quicker." Your coach blamed your first touch. Maybe you blamed yourself. You probably walked away believing you were simply too slow. But what if you weren't? What if you lost the ball almost 3 seconds before you even touched it? That sounds impossible, but every piece of evidence points in that direction. Here's something that most people never notice. Watch young players. When the ball is traveling towards them, almost all of them stare at it from the moment it leaves their teammate's foot until it reaches their own. Their eyes never leave it. They treat the football like it's the most important thing on the pitch. Now watch Zidane. The ball is traveling towards him, and he looks away. That shouldn't happen. Every coach tells young players to keep their eyes on the ball. So why is one of the greatest midfielders in history doing the exact opposite? Either every coach is wrong, or Zidane knew something they didn't. The investigation becomes stranger, because Zidane wasn't breaking the rules. He was following a different one. Watch closely enough and you'll notice a pattern. The moment the ball leaves a teammate's foot, Zidane's eyes don't chase it. They leave it. They search the pitch. One quick glance over his shoulder, another across the midfield, a tiny look towards the defender. Then, almost casually, his eyes return to the ball just before it reaches him. The whole movement takes less than a second. Most fans never even notice it. Television cameras barely capture it. Commentators almost never mention it. But it happens. Again, and again, and again. Detectives have a saying, if something keeps appearing at every crime scene, it probably isn't an accident. So we asked a simple question. What exactly was Zidane looking for? At first, the obvious answer seems to be space. But space doesn't move. Players do. That's the first mistake most footballers make. They look for empty grass. Elite players look for moving because empty grass means nothing until somebody runs into it. Suddenly, the investigation takes an unexpected turn. Maybe football isn't really about controlling the ball. Maybe it's about controlling information. And if that's true, then we've been training the wrong thing all along, because the ball only tells you where the game is. People tell you where the game is going. That changes everything. If you only watch the ball, you're watching the present. If you watch the players, you're looking into the future. And that might be the biggest advantage in football. But if that's true, why doesn't everybody do it? Why do even professional players sometimes panic the moment they receive the ball? The answer has nothing to do with football. It begins inside the human brain. To be continued, Part 2.